Welcome back, everyone. So today we're going to be doing something different. You know how in the past we would have these giant towers with ballistas, and you know how the AI would actually make their kingdom look kind of realistic? Well, we're going to do the same thing. So pretty much for this little challenge-ish, if you want to call it that, it's just going to be pretty much building in a different way. We're going to be building not really those giant tall towers. We're going to try to make the walls at least realistic, nothing too crazy, no too grand, like, uh, stuff like that. And we're going to be playing kind of on a rivery medium map, so it's going to be kind of interesting. Now, hopefully this doesn't turn out to be a long video, but knowing me, it is. So hopefully everything turns out all right and no mishaps. So, I've been in and out quite a bit, recording, so let's hope I can actually get this out on Friday. And, most likely I think I will, but only time will tell. So, anyway, enough of me yapping and let's get into it. Okay, so let's see where we want to place our kingdom. I'm thinking somewhere more in the middle this time, since we're going to be playing this a little bit differently here, and it would be a little better to get the resources here. It would be closer to the food over here and down here, which is a little limited, which is fine by me. This area right here is going to be our main area for food, I can tell already, and we're definitely going to have a lot of fish to work with. So I'm thinking right about here. Maybe I don't want to take that over, so maybe like right here, and we can kind of maybe kind of yeah, I'm thinking like it. So let's do it right about here, and then what we can do is build all the stuff we want later, but let's get our little houses down first, which is the most important thing. And there we go, perfect. So let's speed that up really quick, and just so I don't forget, I'm gonna get this out of the way. And it has been a while since I last played this game, so hopefully we can get things kind of, smooth sailing. That's my plan. And a little bit of update for my channel: we are going to start streaming a little bit more, maybe once or twice during the week. I'm gonna try to keep that up, and I'm gonna move it to my other streaming channel. I haven't really used it. I'm gonna be uploading my live streams and then also my shorts to kind of get the algorithm back into my favor, because having everything on one channel really throws off a lot. And I like the algorithm, and I want it to be merciful on me. So we're gonna try to mix things up a little bit and actually use some of the use more of the channels I have, which is going to just be that one for now. But anyway, that was kind of a side thing. So if you do want to watch me stream, it's going to be kind of a mix of survival games and city builders. And I do plan on streaming Kingdoms and Castles eventually, one day. It's just I have to really be in the mood for it, and then also see what's going on. So that's kind of a little channel update, and gonna try to use both of them at the same time. And I don't plan on making profit from streams. I plan on having no ads on them, so if you don't want any interruptions like that, then perfect, it works out in your favor. But anyway, our plan is this. Of course, we're going to try to utilize the food. We're going to try to maybe keep, I'm going to keep it going actually. We're going to try to maybe keep the food in select areas. So here, and then definitely down here. And of course a bunch of fishers in these areas. So hopefully we can get dragons pretty easily. I know we can get multiple, and it's going to be weird using ogres again or seeing ogres again, because I have not used them in a hot minute. So hopefully we can deal with them accordingly. And I'm not going to use those towers like I said. And what I'm going to do is maybe keep them 4x4 and have like a little higher tower, so it at least makes sense, maybe in the same range as another ballista tower. But it's going to be kind of problematic, but we'll try to make it work. Now, of course, I'm going to go for this stone up over here, so we can get that going. And can we, okay, so once we get that stone going, we can get a small stockpile. Gonna set that up over here. And with the foresters, I think I might put it up over here. I don't know, something over here is telling me to put the foresters up here, or I might just move them up over here. I want all my resources kind of close together so I can easily just kind of organize them better, but that's the plan at least. So we're gonna get our start down. Hopefully this finishes and we don't have any problems, and hopefully the Vikings and dragons don't come for a good bit, so we can actually use the peaceful time the most, or better advantage, whatever it is. It is like 2 a.m, so I am going to be going insane. Alright, so everything's going pretty well. I was able to get our happiness up pretty high, so we could actually get a lot of money in return, and that's working out well. We were able to get a lot of things going without that much complications. The dragon came in at year 11, but it's going to come in at like 7 years. Now, I'm going to try to make it look like this castle is an actual castle, kind of like what I've done before, and of course we're going to try to move these housings. Now, I did put this over here because I didn't want to put it right next to it, so it actually looked kind of right, but I might move it later, who knows, but I kind of need to build and see. But we are starting to build kind of the outside layer of our castle, and so far over here looks pretty good. Now I am going to decorate it over here, maybe even put another house over here to make things work, but I am worried about the Vikings, so I'm gonna try my best to get something going. So one thing I've been doing recently is putting towers hidden inside these little archways, so it actually looks like, you know, kind of an defensive tower while, you know, being a tower. So that's what I'm going to do to hopefully kind of fix that problem. I do want to build ballistas, but I'm not sure. I want to build a ballista, but I'm so used to the tall ones, I don't know. So I'm going to have to really kind of destroy all this, or build first and then destroy that as we go to really make up room, and then kind of outline the castle's defenses kind of there, but we're going to have to wait and see. So what we're going to do right now is first off focus on building. So I do want to build a common house first so we can actually get a bunch of people and then get rid of some of these hovels. And let's do some of these too. And do I want to do it down here? This one might I'll do it like this, and then we can wrap it around like that, or we can even open this up and keep it there. But I do want to get some happiness going so we can start getting some more taxation going, because that is really important. So we do need a church. I do have wood as the main priority, but I am going to start stealing wood from other places, like up over here. And let's steal for some from there, and over here too. Right about there. That should be good. And my goal is to at least try to get this started, and that is kind of the outside of this castle, and also use the gates. But I'm not sure how I'm going to start that. I think I might have built this too close, but I can always remove it once we get this going. But we're going to have to wait and see. I do want to get ballistas going, but I don't know how I'm going to start that. We could... I don't know what my plan is here. Like, we could just do a simple wall like this, do something like this, and kind of make it go across. I'm kind of having that thought, but we're going to have more people to focus on this stuff first before we can do anything like that. But I think what would actually help is if we actually used more quarries. Another one right there would work, and we could try to get a fishing industry going. So a dock. I'm thinking of a dock over here, maybe like down here, since it is pretty cool. Or maybe over on this side, since this is going to be a nice little dock area for fish. So there's a lot we can do in this little area, but I'm not sure what I want to do. It's kind of like I'll kind of plan it as I go and see what works and what doesn't work, and try to make it kind of beautiful. But we're gonna have to wait and see on that one. So far, no Vikings, and hopefully we can get this up in time before we do see Vikings. But you know, anything can... Oh, that is perfect timing. That just finished. So where are they coming from? Over there. Okay, so this should be fine actually. Alright, so we're going to put this up over here. We're going to put up the taxation. We're going to kind of maybe fix everything. We're, of course, going to remove this for now and have them focused on timber working so we can get our wood system up, and then we can start focusing on stone, kind of focusing on one resource at a time and then going from there. But we do have homes here, so we're going to destroy some of these since we can, and it's going to really help me out here. Perfect. So that was a good bit. That was a perfect play. And now we have to see how well we do against the Vikings. You should be able... I can't click on it. Should be good. I know this might be a big problem. Maybe. I think it is. Yeah, it is. It's not going to reach, which is going to suck. Oh well. But hopefully... Oh, let's see here. Oh yeah, you're definitely not going to reach. That really does suck. I was hoping they would go for the treasury, but they won't, so that's fine. We did have someone die. That's fine by me. But my main focus, like I said, is to kind of focus on housing and resource management here. I am now starting to switch over to my stone. We did a lot here. We are still having issues of kind of how we're going to build our defenses and how I'm going to outline this. I'm just right now trying to make sure everyone is happy and trying to move forward. I do have this so hopefully that will help us and we can actually start getting stuff going, because we do have some charcoal and hopefully that can last us for a decent bit so we can actually focus on different things. Now that we have more people, we can actually focus on different things, which is pretty good. We still have some people there. We're going to move the clergy up here so we can actually have a little bit more happiness. Hopefully that works out for us. And let's see, we're starting to get more stone, which is perfect. We're going to build a little bit more. I'm going to try to keep that there and do something like this. Now, I may square this off and put the ballista towers here, but not as high. That might be the plan. And then keep some archer towers over here to kind of even everything out. But I do kind of want to do a circular wall design. I think that might be a good idea. I'm not fully sure, though. But we're going to have to wait and see, and then the best part is I can always change it. So this is kind of the build I have right now, somewhat of a great hall right over here to keep everything going. Can't use it, it seems like, but, you know, kind of like an entrance to the castle. I don't know why this is here, though, like why it's sticking out, but, you know, I could have easily just kind of shoved it on the side and fixed it that way, but oh well. And then I also do have a large treasure room, which looks like kind of an extension, and that's like reaching out to here, so hopefully that makes a little bit of sense, but if not, then oh well. But let's get some food and let's get some stone. That's what I pretty much want here, and I'll start doing trading later, but right now I'm just focusing more on at-home stuff. I know we aren't really as far as I want, but it's kind of better than nothing at all. So let's see here. Kind of want to put a 2x4, maybe even a 3 right here. That might be a good one. Trying to think here how I might do this. Something like that, and then get the ballistas here. And then, of course, build that way. And then maybe even get like a... what is it? Stone gate here. We're going to start trying to build stone gates. But I do want to focus on ballistas first, because I do want to get the dragon problem situated, and not really a problem at all. So I'm definitely going to have to build something down here. I think I might know how I want to do this. I might just get rid of this and maybe build like the gate here goes down, or like maybe kind of goes down a little bit more and have like ballistas here. I'm not fully sure though. I'm going to have to wait and see. Fire, okay, yeah, I definitely need to fix that by doing this, but I am going to build inside here a little bit more once we get more places up and running, but I do want to start focus on getting more iron, because I didn't get the iron. That was my fault right there, and I feel like a little idiot, but oh well, we're going to make it work. So I'm going to put you right about here. No, I don't want you there. Never mind. I'm not going to put it there. But I'm going to try to build a design later. But so far, food-wise, we're doing good. Okay, Mr. Fire, we get the point. And let's do it like this. And I'm going to get the 3 ballistas up. 25. Okay, we definitely need a lot more gold. So we're going to kind of keep it there for now, so we have a rough idea. And then I do want to get a ballista set up right down over here as well. And try to make something work. I might just make this cut in a little bit more. And get rid of this. I think that might be a good idea. So we're going to get rid of that. And let's kind of make it cut in. So something like this. Going to do like that. And then we're going to kind of maybe stretch it across like this. And then angle it up a little bit more over here. But then we can at least get the gate here. So it makes a little bit more sense. And then we can put a gate right here. And then maybe put a pathway around. Or maybe on the outside. That might be a little better. But it makes a little bit sense having it here now. So, could do one right here. Like, I wanted to do it like right here, but I kind of don't at the same time. So at least we have the tower covering over here a good bit. Now I do want a tower over here covering a good bit as well. So, I don't know. I'm just so unsure of myself right now, but we'll try to make something work. So we can at least get this guy. We can at least put him right here. We'll do this. We'll put these guys like that, and then we can put another one right about here. Well, I could move you back up here, so then it looks like you're shooting from the gate. But that might make a little bit more sense, shooting from the gate. So we'll put them one right about here, kind of at the entrance. And we're going to put a decent bit of ballistas down regardless to kind of compensate for the loss of range. So at least when they get in the circle, they're instantly dead. That's at least a plan. And then the secondary layer of wall will definitely fix the problem. If they get past the first layer, then they're going to have to deal with the second layer. So let's put that down so we at least have 4. And if the dragon does come over in this way, it's going to get shot. That's the plan. And I'm going to try to build more around here, kind of move up a little bit over here, overtake this area. Same with over here, and then also move down here a good bit as well. And try to maybe utilize the iron. Who knows? Do we... Oh, I was hoping we can actually utilize it now, but it seems like we can't. But it seems like they're starting to build up the ballistas, but I'm going to have to turn those off so we can focus our money elsewhere for now, at least. All right, let's see what we get here. I don't think... Oh, yeah, that's going to be a problem. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Okay, they're shooting. Okay, he's running away. Can we shoot him down? Nah, no, we were close, though. That was good. All right, so it seems like our defenses here were good. But we do need to start improving over here on the top left, which is very good. I'm glad we actually succeeded on that defense, though. Now, the Viking raid... We might actually... No, wait, where is he going? He might be going up over here, so... Oh, wait a minute. He's going to shoot a little bit there, though, so that might work. Not the best, though. We could do something like this. Yeah, we'll do something like that. We're not gonna make that nice flat area. We're gonna kind of make it a little bit more jagged, or maybe like a little bit more less straight lined here. But anyway, everything's going pretty well. I think I want to say everything's going well over here. Food is a little issue, but we can easily just increase that just by bumping up the numbers, and that's kind of the perks of this. So we're gonna turn that off, and that works really well. So easily just take people off, and then we can move people back on. Pretty good. I'm really happy with that outcome. Everyone's where they need to be. I might even increase certain production, but I do want to get this opened up. So we're going to do rock removal. We're going to try to open this up a little bit more so we can get more resources stone-wise, and that is the main goal here. And then once we get that, I'm going to try to focus on the walls a little bit. So let's do something like this and do something like that. So, 1, 2, 3. We could try to... Wait, is it already in the middle? 3, 3. It's kind of there, actually. So, I mean, if we just put some here, some over here, we might be solid. Now, I might want to edge this off so then it looks a little... Makes a little bit more sense. So, 3 here, 3 here. Maybe even get rid of this one right here. Feeling like that might be a good idea. And delete that. And then we can start focusing on more... defenses over here on the corners. I think that might make a lot more sense, and yeah, I think that's going to be a good idea. So now I need to start focusing on my stone resource again, and hopefully we can build more defenses and kind of hold off the Viking waves. And then once we do that, we can easily start focusing on expanding. But I am kind of worried about the Vikings going for this, but once the ogres hit, I'm definitely going to be kind of shaking my high-heeled boots. Okay, we're doing pretty good here. So I got my defenses set up, at least my ballistas. I still need to... Oh, they destroyed the wall there. Awesome. Anyway, so we pretty much have our ballistas set up. This has a pretty good range here. So if they do attack the walls, this tower will get them, and then we can go from there. We do have a food issue that I'm going to try to tackle right now, and it's going to be pretty far away. That's kind of the only downside here, is the fact it's pretty far away. But I'm going to try to at least get it the best we can and try to build some defenses around this. It's going to be a little difficult, especially with kind of how far it is. But I think if we have the carts going, we could easily like transport the resources we need to. Maybe. I still need to kind of figure out logistics and stuff like that, because I do want to build something over here since there is more fertile land, but I'm just going to kind of fill this in as we go to kind of save my life here and, you know, kind of avoid a big issue. But we do have a lot of good things going on here. So we're going to do something like this. Couldn't try to keep it open right here. Maybe even put more berries down there. That is always a good plan, I think. But we're going to try to at least build at least something. So the Vikings will come in, and I am worried about that. But it's something we're going to have to kind of just push on through pretty much, because there's not much we can do in this situation. And it's just going to suck. So like I said, push on through this. But... gonna at least try to build something right now instead of nothing. And even if we can get some food inside the granary, that is still better than nothing. And this is gonna take a lot of people. It's gonna be pretty brutal. Had trouble saying that. And all right, so we got this good. We did miss an opportunity for a special purchase, and that was increasing our ballista damage. So rip me on that one. I really, I mean, I could have gotten it for 500, but we're going to try to feed our people, and we're going to buy some tools, or not tools, armaments, so we can actually get some sword troops, clear out the wolves, and then we can easily expand whenever we need to and when we want to. That's at least the plan. So we're going to, number one, get the large quarry, get that going, because that is really important to at least get our stone production up and running. So hopefully we can get that out of the way. And then what we can do is also focus a little bit more here. And then I can open up the back end here and open that up as well. So I'm going to get rid of these, and then hopefully we can just go from there. And food wise, yeah, I'm still worried about that, but hopefully something will fix soon. This is what it is. We'll try to get that as quickly as possible, but right now we have a nice little structure here. I like this little town center. It looks really developed, actually, like pretty well developed, like actual center, so that's pretty good. Now we do have people dying of starvation. That is bad, but we do at least have a cemetery this time, so that's not as bad. Now I do need to get my archers and my ballistic guys going so we can actually move on. Please tell me this is not a catapult. Okay, it's an ogre, so that's fine by me, as long as they might go over here, but we'll deal with that. But hopefully they can actually get a crop yield going before they get set on fire, because they are definitely going for that, and they're going to wreak havoc. Yeah, that's going to be fun. They're definitely pushing in for this. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hopefully this one is fine. Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, you're going for the berries. I mean, that's fine, as long as they don't touch at least this field. I think we're set, but it's still going to be a problem regardless. But it's gonna be taken care of. All right, perfect. As you can see, it's working pretty well, our defenses, and let's see how well this goes. Yeah, it's going pretty well. I'm pretty happy with that. What is that? Okay, I wasn't sure what that was. What's okay? Perfect. You know what, that's fine. Anyway, house has no food. That's fine, and we're working on it, so there is some effort being made on food production. So as you can see, they are getting some of the yield up over here and getting the food going, so we have some left over, so hopefully we'll stop the starvation. Now the dragon, what is the dragon gonna do? Oh, he is definitely moving for that, and that is a big ass dragon. Okay, we aren't stopping him yet. We aren't gonna stop him at all. Actually, he is about to just go crazy, isn't he? No, actually, no, he's gonna get shot down. Actually, that's perfect. That's not perfect though. Thanks for that, game. Anyway, we're gonna try to make some defenses down here now that we actually have something set up. So I'm gonna try to fill this in and then make defenses later so we can actually see what we're working with. And maybe I might need to make more homes so we can actually get some troops, clear the area down here, and then go from there. And we're back again on year 89, and so far we're doing pretty good. So this is turning out pretty well. I do want to build my defenses now. We've been trying to build something down here for a bit, and so far it's looking pretty good. I'm going to try to elevate these walls so it makes a little bit more sense. And we did get a lot of, how do I put this? A lot of people. So what's going on right now is we're trying to get the people, which we have now, and I also somehow broke my scroll wheel for this game, so I can't scroll in. I'm gonna have to use the arrow keys, V and F, not the arrow keys, but you know, you get the point, to zoom in and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna suck, but anyway, we do have our food fixed somewhat. I hope it can still hold. If not, then I'm gonna have to really focus on transportation, but right now everything is going pretty well down here. I'm gonna add more granaries later, but right now I'm just trying to add defense so the Vikings don't really interrupt us, hopefully. So let's do something like this really quick. And I just need to get my wood set up, and hopefully this is up and running. Perfect. Oh, we do not want that. We don't want that. We don't want that. What we need is 990. There we go. 990. There we go. Perfect. And then we can have that set up. And I think what we could do next is get a stockpile for the charcoal. That would be really good. So maybe get like a whole resource management setup would be pretty good, kind of dedicated to each resource. But our stone is popping off, which is good, and now they want a bathhouse, so we're gonna have to really think of how we're gonna set that up. I'm thinking over here, or maybe up here. Could I get a Noria right up here? That would be, oh, we could. Right here would be perfect. Maybe like right here. I'm thinking, I mean, right here would be good. Yeah, I think Anoria, like, right up here would be perfect. And then do something like that. Let's see what we got here. Of course, we're going to buy the tools since we do have money, but we are getting a little iffy on money, so I might as well raise that. I was trying to get our happiness up. And then what we can do right now is, since we're building that, we can get this guy right about here, and then we can just slab him right there, and then that's fine by me. He's gonna get pretty much everywhere here, so that's gonna raise their overall happiness, which is fine. I just want kind of a compact scenario here, which is just working pretty well. Now, I do want to get a library so we can increase our damage output with our archers, but we're going to definitely have to wait on that one. Definitely want to do something like this right down here, but I'm going to have to peer this off and really focus on getting rid of some of the stuff down here. Our knights died somehow. I don't know how they died. There was no Vikings. They just died fighting wolves somehow, so I'm not sure how that's working out, but, you know, it is what it is. So, peer 10. We could get about 14. I want to wait till we get more wood, and then we can work on that. But I think what I'm gonna have to do is, oh, never mind, they're getting wood right now because I just told them to do so, so that works out. And what I'm gonna do is try to fortify him down here, because this is gonna really hold us and keep us alive, so I really want to keep that up and running. So I think what I'm gonna do is put another granary right here. It's gonna be a little weird, but it'll make sense. But definitely want to maybe move this guy back a little bit so we can maybe get something going. But I am going to have to start setting up carts to transport the resources easier. So let's get one set up right now, and he's going to be transporting food. And I might put a granary somewhere up over here. I'm kind of trying to think where, though. And there's a little bit of fish here, so we could do something with that. And I think I will do something with that, actually. So what am I going to do, though? That's a real question. There's one. I might as well just put one right here and see how well it works. Now that we have this open, it's nice and fertile, so we can actually utilize all that wood that we have kind of stored up, which is perfect. So hopefully that transport cart builds up pretty quickly, and then what we can do is still... Oh, we might be fine. I don't think so. I've been meaning to upgrade you guys up to here so you can actually have a bigger range. If they go for that, that's fine. Perfect. As long as they die. They may actually survive. Wait a minute. Okay, one burned. And one burned. Okay, seems like only one burned. That's fine by me. Honestly, that's the perks of defenses, small defenses. And over here, for some reason, they go upwards, and then they just get shot by this guy, to be honest. It's kind of interesting because they go for this, and it's kind of like a little trap, you know? It's weird, but it works. And then I do want to put a moat. Part of me wants to put a moat, but I don't know how I'm going to do it, so maybe later. But I definitely want one up over here, kind of blocking this off. So, dragon sighted. This one, dragons have been a little weird, honestly, but it looks like he's going over this way. So that gives us an advantage to shoot him down, because everyone's going to be locking in on this guy like that. And then we got another volley, perfect. And then another volley would take him out, just like that. Boom. And then we got the ogre coming up, and he's just going to get sniped instantly, which is perfect. So pretty good. What happened down there? I have no idea. Could have been a dragon, I think. But I'm just trying to get as much food as possible kind of stored and ready to go. And I think what I'm going to do here is this. Get you. And then we're going to move you up over here. Oh, you can't move up over there. Okay, interesting. So I think what I'm going to have to do is cancel and then get that granary up over here so we can kind of fix our food problem. Or we used to have a food problem. So I'm going to try to move it up over here so it's a little bit closer and people can just grab it when they feel like it. So that's going to be a little easier on us. So I'm going to double check here. We're going to pick up... I think it was 75 if I remember right. And if not, then oh well. And then drop off 75. And that's going to keep our food moving and hopefully transporting quickly. So that's the plan. And let's see here. Food is still going strong. Everything's pretty good except the fish and pork. What I might do is even make the meat thing down here. And then let's get another windmill so we can start feeding a little bit more people just to be a little safe here. And then we should be good. I'm going to try to focus on peering off down here since this is where my main food is. And I would like it to be fine. So we're going to try to... Actually, no. I'm going to try to make more homes so we can get more stuff going. I'm going to get rid of the stone. Well, nah, I'm going to keep it there for decoration, to be honest. And then what we can do is kind of just like build around it like so. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, something like that might work. And then what we can do is something like this, and then kind of get like little hedges here to kind of block off the, stone. So it's like a no building area. Makes sense to me. And then what we can do is have a home area up over here next, so we can actually just kind of keep things going, So do something like that. And then what we can do, since that is right there, we can do something like this. Yeah, and then it introduces us to the new area. So I'm going to be building up over here for a good bit. I'm going to try to make something big. Something like this might work. I don't know how I feel about this, but I'm going to, well, no, I kind of don't like this. I'm going to move it over. I'm going to shimmy it a little bit to the left so it actually fits right there perfectly, and then we can build around that. So hopefully when we come back, this is going to have a lot of stuff to it. As you can see, I'm already going to put some big stuff down, but, only time will tell how well this goes. Ooh, perfect time. We get to see how our defenses work against the dragon. I don't think I bought the right thing, did I? Did I buy the right thing? Let's find out. Armor piercing arrow. I didn't buy the ballista. I'm an idiot. Anyway, so we got a lot done here. I got a meat production system going, which is really good. So we can actually get dragons anytime we want to now, which is pretty good. And we did really increase our defense. I'm still increasing my resource production. Wood is going to be a little troublesome, but I think we could maybe make that hold out a good bit. And as you can see, I did a lot up here too. I added the Great Library just to get it out of the way and just so we have it. I normally have problems getting that up and running, but we won't have an issue right now. And then I think what I'm going to do is put another blockhouse here and just kind of mesh them together. Now I do have an iron thing going, so hopefully that turns out well, pretty quick. So I'm going to turn these off so I can actually save money, since we are having money problems still, but hopefully it doesn't go that badly. But we're going to try to get tools out and moving. Hopefully that's what I'm going to be doing right now, and I'm going to build some more blacksmiths, and I'm going to try to get more homes, because we have a lot of jobs and we need people to fill them. Never mind, we have 106. I'll shut up next time. All right, so we need library and theater. Oh, we finally get to go for the theater, so let's get this up and running out of the way. I'm going to put it right around over here, blocking this off so they don't have to see it. And I started building some decorations out again along the walls, so hopefully that looks a little bit better. I still need to get over here, but we'll get to that later. And I do need to pier this part off. This part I do want to pier off with defenses, so hopefully we can get the second layer of defenses with the archer towers on top of that. But we'll have to wait and see how I set that up. I'm kind of thinking of another 2x2 or maybe 2x4 or 2x3, I mean, and see how well that goes, but we'll have to wait and see. But right now, doing pretty good. I forgot we need to do that since it actually fell. Let's do that. Ooh, 500? Yeah, 500 for you, and get rid of everything else. I do have my earbuds in because I was listening to music on the side while playing, and I also do need to get a large reservoir down here. I totally forgot about that, and a good place would be right about here. And what we can do is something easy and get them out and do our classic this, and then put one right about here, because I don't feel like doing it over here. I might just use this for berries, mainly for focusing on berries, and try to just increase our berry production, because we are pretty low on that one. So I want to increase it the best we can, and I think the only way we can do that is by placing more storage. And I am going to build more up along here, hopefully. Yeah, but I'm going to start expanding down over this way, since we do have a lot of room to build homes, and I haven't really been utilizing them the best I can. So I want to fix that. So we're going to build one guy right about here. Might be a big problem, but we'll see how well this goes. And if it's not really outweighing the risks, then it's not really worth it. I'll get rid of it. But right now, I'm going to start building down here. I'm worried about defenses over here, because Vikings have been going down this way a lot, and I'm worried about that. So I might... I mean, this might be fine. If this guy is still active, we're fine, but I gotta keep an eye on that. I've been turning them on and off, and sometimes I don't turn them back on. That is pretty much my little stupid brain going off right there. I'm not really happy with that, but sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. And I just made plans with friends to go to the ramen place that opened up in our town, so I'm really excited to go for that. But that's not related to the gameplay. But for those who are curious on my everyday life, which some of you are, which you guys are kind of freaks on that one, but you know what, might as well entertain the fact. That's happening. So we're gonna put a little fancy house here, and put a little road coming from there. Yeah, I'm gonna try to mix it up. I should have maybe put a bridge house, but I think we can do it here. I'm gonna put it right about here actually, and then see how well that works. But I think it's gonna work well. And yeah, we're gonna still try to build. I'm gonna build defenses roughly around here so we can actually get that moving. And I actually might have to build another forester somewhere else so we can actually solely focus on wood. So I'm gonna try to cut this off, and then we can kind of maybe focus this on only wood resources only, and see how well that goes. I hope it goes well, and if not, I'm gonna cry about it when we come back. But let's get the Noria up and running here so I can have that out of the way, and then everything should be good. Our stone is fantastic. The wood is, it's climbing, but you know, it's gonna go right back down the moment I do something like this. Oh yeah, this is great. Oh my god, there goes all the stone. Ooh, okay. Vikings are coming up on year 140, and we're doing pretty good. Now, this is not going to be good. This one's going to be pretty bad. Well, maybe. No. Yeah, it's... okay. We're going to see how this one goes. I'm kind of interested. So, we got our first outer layer wall built. Until that happened. I mean, I kind of expected something like this to happen. And we also have a problem down here. I'm gonna assume a catapult's down here too. I'd rather take that out so we can actually save this than lose that. Can we just do that? Okay, perfect. That works too. So we're gonna get our knight down there. I was worried about that. Oh, nope. And there we go. Perfect. I wish they would just avoid him and just go for it, but there we go. Get you out of the way. So I do need to build something down here, but we do have everything working out pretty well. That's what I'm going to say for now, and nothing really happened. Okay, so that's pretty good, except for this right here. I'm actually worried about that, but it seems like they took care of that, and they're taking care of this. Why did you do that, dude? You didn't have to do that for free. Anyway, so yeah, our outer wall is being built. We did a lot. As you can see, we finally have this right here. And we actually do have the dragon husbandry searched up, which is perfect. And this is going to go really well. So the dragon's now coming in. Don't really have much to say on that one. I mean, I think we got... Did we get the ballista, or am I still stupid? Okay, we got it. Perfect. So I'm fairly confident that we can easily kill these guys without any casualties. Maybe? We'll find out. Okay, yes, he is dead. You are definitely dead. You should never come back here again. Please and thank you. And then we also have another outer layer of defense over this way, and it pretty much Shrek that guy. So, you know, he's out of here. So I'm pretty happy with my defenses that we have right now. And what I'm going to do is build another ballista thing right here, just in case they want to take boats and go up this way. Yeah, that ain't gonna last that well, but I'm gonna focus on that one later. I really want to start getting this area kind of peered off. That's kind of the plan. Now, the problem with that is it's going to be a lot, and I mean a lot of work. And I'm saying that because this is going to be where hell meets, you know, pretty much everything, because now we have to get all those resources from up there all the way down here. I could transport the resources, or I could just cut down all these trees, and since we have a quarry right here, we could just easily let it build up, do its thing, and then go for it. But you know, that's going to be a long time. So I think the easiest thing right now is cutting down all these trees, saving the wood here at least, and then kind of slowly making our way around. And then this is honestly a big chunk of land that we can absolutely just go to town on. So hopefully we can actually utilize that. Now, I wanted to fully pure this one off, but as you can see, we pretty much only got this one for now. So I kind of want to get the dragon husbandry first before I do anything crazy like that. But I'm not sure if we have enough resources to kind of feed them. And that's what I'm worried about. I don't even know where to put this thing, to be honest. Somewhere like right here actually might work. It needs access. Well, actually, no. We'll put it right here. And then it'll have access to the Noria by kind of just, you know, close by. And then what we can do is the dragon bath right about here. Or, no, we'll put it right about here, right? And, well, I'm going to put it over here on this corner so it actually makes it kind of close by. And then everything else can go where it needs to, and that is kind of like one right here. I'm going to put you I mean, yeah, you're close by, so we'll put you right about there. I like these guys fairly close. I know you have like a little range, but I like them close by, you know? So do something like this, and then we should be good. And let's get our nice little pathways going, because I like pathways, and they look nice, and they make me happy. Let's do something like that. So it's fully surrounded, and I never really did kind of a look like this before, kind of near a city, so I'm kind of worried about how that might go, but I think we might be fine on resources. I'm not fully sure. My scroll wheel does not work, and that's awesome. So I'm gonna get the aqueduct, get it like that, and then that's connected to everything, so it looks pretty cool. Now it is close to this, so we'll definitely get the meat first. Now I'm worried about the fish, but hopefully we can kind of fix that the more we play, because then I can just kind of switch things out, or maybe even, you know, get some fish elsewhere. But we don't have any fish in here, which kind of sucks, so we're definitely gonna have to do maybe somewhere out here, but I'm not sure. Well, actually no, I do know, because we have this right here. I can easily just put them within the walls there. But anyway, yeah, I definitely can get more here, so I'm gonna try to build more fish stuff. Why is everything on fire over there? Oh, did I not put a water thing? I'm an idiot. All right, I'll just hide you in there, and then you should be fine. So anyway, back to the fish. And where is it? There it is. So let's see here. We got one right there. We got one right there. So we can put like one right here, and then there's two, and that should be fine. We got one down there, so that should be good as well. And then what we can do is peer this all off, get like a gateway here, and then they can easily go out, fish, and then come back in. So that's going to be the plan. And then also the plan is going to be, of course, I'm going to wait for this to finish building first, so I can actually let them do their thing, and then we can focus that stone build up for other means. So what I might have to do is I mean, we could do this, and then we could have these two as stone, and then maybe a stockpile. Maybe we can get all this down here. Okay, so this can definitely be food, backup food, or leave it open for food. We'll definitely take over these though, and then have more foresters. So we could just put a forester down here for now to kind of get it out of the way. So 1, 2, I'll just do 4 for now, so we can get that out of the way, and then we have permanent wood down there, and that'd be fine, because we have all the resources pretty much up here, so having them kind of split up wouldn't be a bad idea, since we do have an infinite stone down there, so it would be really nice. So let's get that, and then I am worried about this, since I think it's because, well, no, they're building. We could try to get a giant ore deposit there going, though. I think that might be a good one, so we're gonna get that going right now so we can get more tools, because we are really running low. So hopefully we can fix that along the way, and this is gonna take a little bit longer, but I'm gonna try to set everything up, and hopefully when we come back this is either done or we're about halfway. But I'm definitely going to try to work on my defenses over here as well, and I'm just going to put a 2x6, 2x3, I mean, not 2x6, and hopefully that works out well. And so we're having a really good time with kind of how we put ourselves in, and I'm really happy with this build and our defenses and everything. Honestly, having a fun time. I might do it on another map, maybe even a bigger map or a smaller map, but you know, I'm definitely going to do this again. Well, that's not good after just checking this out right now. I mean, they're fixing that, so I feel like they're going to fix this next, hopefully. I'm going to hope so. But so far, the dragons are doing pretty good. Now, we do have an issue with fish, so hopefully we can fix that with some of the adjustments I made. So kind of opening this up so we can actually get some fish out. And it seems like this actually does work, so that's pretty cool. Now, I should have maybe blocked this off. There we go. Right about there. And right about there. Should be good. Now, we were able to wall this off, so we now have all this land to our disposal. So far, our food looks pretty decent. I kind of want to push a little bit more so we can get a bigger and heftier population, and kind of just keep going from there. So we're almost at year 200. I think I'm going to stop at year 200. Not fully sure yet, but we're going to find out soon. Anyway, I did a little bit more on the walling, and nothing really in the city, to be honest. I did put a tower here because they were coming over here and attacking the walls, so this guy will definitely fend them off. And then we also have fish up here to keep the fish population going. Yes, and I'm still worried about the fish over here, but we'll get something going on that one. Now, I am trying to increase my iron capacity so we can increase our overall tool creation. And I am just trying not to burp right there because I drank tea and for some reason, now I'm gonna yawn. Oh, okay. Everything is happening all at once. Awesome. So, I do want to get my population up. So, we're gonna keep building here. We don't have any iron. Okay. Alright, so we could wait for... Well, actually, oh, wait. Are they done? No. Okay, they're not done. They're close, though, aren't they? Yeah, 89. That's what I'd like to see. But the problem is, though, it does worry me. Oh, we have some fish. Okay, so we're good. It's just getting there. It's just slowly taking its time. It's worrying, though. Anyway, I think once the merchant ship shows up, that's when we're going to start building a lot. But I'm trying to plan out what we can do here. You're good on meat, right? Yeah, you guys are good on meat. And you're also good on meat. So I think meat and fish, yeah, they're separate. And I'm worried about that. Always worried about that. But we do have our resources going pretty well here. And I do want to expand off over in this area. I forgot I have to use these keys now because for some reason it just does not want to work. I even went to the menu and kind of fixed it, but it doesn't work. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Ooh, let's fix this. It's been a while since I fixed that. I do want to move these up here. But then I don't feel like it's going to work out as well. So I kind of don't want to do that. But I do want to kind of maybe get some more... I mean, we pretty much finished the heavy stuff by peering off the majority of the island. We could just peer off this part and then leave this open and then keep the archer towers on the sides. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to leave this part open. Do I really, though? Because, like, we could wall this off. Right, and then keep the walls here as just kind of display, and then kind of keep this open for everything else. Ooh, that actually is a good idea. Why didn't I think of that? So, do I want to do it now, though? I don't think I do, because I think what I want is more homes, and then we get more of a population, and then we can kind of increase our overall manpower and building capability, so that might be a better choice, and then I can even put like a gate right here that allows them in and out. Might actually work here, and it seems like we finally got them, so hopefully when the Vikings show up in 2 years, the dragons will easily take care of them. I mean, I'm not really that worried now since we have this right here. I didn't put any ballistas here because part of me is like, they haven't landed here yet. Now, when I don't put something here, that's when they're going to land there. So we'll have to wait and see. But at least we have the dragons. But I do like this kind of second tier defense with the tier defense right here. And then a tier defense right here. And then we can kind of go out and fix the mess that... I am not going to fix, but I think what might be the best idea is start down here and then go up, or maybe start over here and then go around. But I do want to capture this stone. Part of me also wants to wait for the Vikings to finish, so we're going to see how well that goes, but we're definitely going to peer off this part. I don't know why it looks like Alaska to me. I don't know why I'm feeling Alaska. It could be this right here, to be honest, but we'll have to wait and see. But right now, I might expand my berry capabilities and maybe overall, well, we could just increase our wheat capabilities right now. Wouldn't be a bad idea, but so far our food is pretty good. Honestly, I think, let's see how efficient we are. So far they're getting everything. I don't think there's anything left behind. It seems like... Nah, there's some stuff, but it's not really much. Ooh, berries. Yeah, there is something to worry about for the berries, though. That was a lot. I definitely see about 100 right there. Can we get enough? Perfect. So now that we have that, we're going to start building a lot down here. So I'm going to make another little row here to kind of keep this going. And then we're also going to keep like this right there just to kind of help us out. And then we're going to kind of just build across and just pretty this place up, you know. And I am going to go pretty crazy here because I do want a good population that I don't want to touch. I don't want to, yeah, I don't want to go anywhere near that, to be honest. And I don't want to go near this, but it's like kind of forcing me to go near it, if that makes any sense. So we're going to just play around and start building. But right now, Once we get this done, we're definitely going to go all in on this over here. And depending on when we cut back, hopefully most of it's done. Hopefully, allegedly. I don't know yet, but we're going to have to wait and see how quick I can work. And if there's going to be anything in the way, but hopefully not. And you know what? I don't know why. I've just been feeling like a little decorations would be nice, because like I've just been doing a lot of just like circular building, especially like over here. Oh, not that one. Can I get rid of this without deleting it? Perfect. Yeah, just something like a little thing in the middle and then building around it. I don't know why. I just been wanting to do that. Also, that is crazy. Whoa, what the? Ooh, just in time too. So how are we doing here? Seems like we might need additional hands to help the farmers. Maybe not, maybe yes. I'm looking here. So we just now got some of these up and running to help our food supply, which has been going down a lot, but we have this secured. So they can pretty much only come here now. And this is actually pretty interesting. Now, I am worried about that right there, because they are definitely going to open up a hole in that wall, unless they do target that, but I don't think that's going to happen, because we do have assistance fire from down here, but I don't think it's going to be enough, because now that wall is down. So that's awesome. Thanks for that. What are you doing? What cool kid thing are you doing? So the dragons are now mobilized. What the guys? What do you, I think they're bugged. Or we're having some issues. What's going on there? Aqua, there. Dragon carrot. Why is it flickering then? That doesn't seem right. There might be a bug in the game or something, because it shouldn't be flickering like that. It really does not make me feel comfortable. But anyway, we might be good now. I don't know. We still have a lot of issues, but it seems like we did increase our overall food supply, which I am pretty happy with. It was a little scary there. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was pretty scary. And now we have people dying of starvation, so something happened. We didn't have the starvation effect before, but it is coming up now, so we'll have to see what that was, and that is going to be an easy fix. So let's see what's going on here. So they're going to focus on that. That's going to go through. Awesome. Yep, that's awesome. Glad that's happening. I hate the fact they kind of go back and back, because you but anyway, this is a really good defense down here, and we finally have this up here. So pretty much we hit year pretty much almost 200. So I think what I'm going to do is pretty much try to make something work up here. So of course we're going to try to work on our food supply up over this way, and we can easily do that by doing that. And there's not really much dark areas up here to really utilize, so the best thing we can do is pretty much slap one of these bad boys down and call it a day. That's pretty much all we can do. Maybe I can do something like this. Maybe like that, kind of like slap it off, and then what we can also do is get rid of these guys, you know. So that was pretty much a big amount of stuff right there. So I think what might be working here is if we do this. I don't know why I did that. So if we do this instead. So by doing this, we allow another pathway in, another road, and then they might be a little bit more efficient getting from point A to point B. Kind of as you can see right now, they're kind of taking that path instead of going all the way down here. So you know what would have been helpful is adding water. I don't know what it is, just recently I'm just not adding water and it's just bugging me. I don't know why I'm not doing it. I'm honestly feeling kind of stupid, but I just fixed that problem a little bit, and so hopefully we can not have that issue. Tavern? What area was on fire for a tavern to go out? Interesting. I'm just going to do this really quick. Now, I don't really have any idea what I'm going to do here. I just kind of wanted to wall it off and just say, yeah, it's pretty cool. What the hell is this? All right, we're going to get rid of that and just replace it with a normal one. So this one is pretty good. I'm going to get rid of this. It is a secondary defense, but if we need to, we can always build it if we do have issues. But honestly, this whole area is pretty well built, so we don't really need those, and hopefully that actually helps our money income, and then also helps with our jobs, because honestly, one of those takes 4, so 4, so that's 8, 16, 24. We literally open up 24 people, and then 2, 4, and then 6. So we opened up about 30 people to do other things, which is pretty good actually. And that's really good. So we could also get rid of them, but I'm not going to do that because I like a little standing army just in case there is a breach in a wall over here and we need to hold them off. But anyway, about one more year till year 200, and then I might pause it there. I could continue. Now it's going to be if I do continue, it's going to be a shorter episode, and it's going to be kind of back to back. So really depends on how things go. It's been a while since I've done Kingdoms and Castles by myself, or just in general. I mean, not by myself, but definitely got to make time. I do miss my old schedule, but I'm not going to keep it up, especially with the ratings down. I want to finish my Undead series or Surrounded series before I do anything like that, and also check out my YouTube stream or someone streams. That's check that one out. So pretty much we finished this city, and I'm pretty happy with the outcome here. I think I did really good on this little challenge I made for myself, which was kind of pretty much no tall towers and just make it actually look like a realistic kingdom. Somehow this is still not being repaired. I don't know what the nuts that is. And I mean, at least we have dragons here, so pretty cool. I mean, if we do make another one, we're definitely going to utilize this the best we can, and we're going to have to really solely focus around food issues. But right now, pretty solid, and we even got a baby dragon. So anyway, it's pretty much almost 6 a.m. for me, so have a good night, guys, or good morning. And oh my god, I'm definitely gonna have to utilize this if I do continue another series, or like make this kind of a two-parter. But anyway, see ya.